Hello, this is Camaro Bruce, and if you like the Suzuki Hayabusa, you need to stay put and watch me go through these different Hayabusas. I have nothing but great things to say about them. From when I purchased my first one to I jokingly won one at the drag strip to this 2008 Gen 2 Hayabusa, buying it, having a few struggles, getting it sorted out for the drag strip, to hooking up the nitrous system in it, and just so much enjoyment and good things to say about these. So let's start with this 2001 Gen 1 Busa, customized. All three of these Hayabusas have 100% stock engines in them. I drag race these bikes. They're all stretched slightly, one a little bit more, and they just perform over and over. I'm going into my 5th year with this bike. I would presume I have at least 300 passes of it down the 1/8 and quarter mile, and it's just worked flawless for me, other than changing the oil, the clutch a few times, just riding it and totally enjoying it. One of the things, if you are going to drag race the Hayabusa, there's a couple things, people can modify these. I'm actually looking at a Gen 1 Hayabusa that's kind of a totally custom one with a turbocharger, 300 horsepower, and the gentleman wants to trade me for that 2020 Gixxer 1000R. So if you're going to take them to the drag strip, the stock clutches can be a little grabby if they get a touch hot. So we've put in a APE billet clutch basket in them. The springs are a lot better. They're really strong. You need to get a clutch cover for them that can accommodate them, and just having the easy access to taking the clutches out and looking at them. I don't do it all the time on these bikes, but probably every 4 nights, 20 passes, I will take them apart and look at them. And typically, I'd never have problems with them. You will need to have it stretched. I have a friend of mine that has a Gen 2, and it is just a wheelie monster, even with me. So one of the reasons I like these bikes, suited up, I'm probably 260 pounds, and with the bigger CCs and the torque, these things can just rocket you down the drag strip at great times. I mean, I've gotten in the 9s with all these bikes, like 9.8, 9.9 at 138 miles an hour. And they're very stable to launch. Some of the easier bikes there is to ride, so stretching them, getting a good Shinko hookup tire on them. But one of the key things, and I've ridden a couple other ones that don't have the hump with the regular seat, you will fight to stay on these bikes. So we bought these seat covers with the little bit of raised back, and it just holds you on the bike. And when you're racing them on the drag strip, that is everything. So you're not fighting to stay on the bike, you're focusing on taking it down the drag strip. So this bike with a light rider has run around a 618 in the 1/8 mile at about 116 miles an hour. Incredible. The only problem that I've had in the years, other than some self-inflicted shifting problems and getting things sorted out, is this amazing bike. Now, I raced to a finals in Kearney, Nebraska with a friend of mine, and in the end, when we were getting the awards and the payout, I said, yeah, I won, now you got to sell me your bike, don't you? And Craig's like, oh, that's It's enough, Bruce. Come on. And 2 days later, he said, "Were you serious about that?" And he gave me a very fair price on the motorcycle. And I've had it, and it's just been amazing. Except it started to miss last year, like it was being shut on and shut off. I have a little video clip about that. And we went through relays, regulators, tip over switch, ECU, fuel pump, dashboard. We just pulled our hair out, and in the end, where the kickstand clips in the safety switch for the kickstand there, clicks into the electronic system, low plug, had worked its way slightly loose, and that was the whole issue. I want to show you what we do back here. So this bike has an air shifter on it, and the guy who installed this was fanatically clean, similar to myself on these bikes. So we put a little air compressor with the switch. This is a dip switch for the shift light. You can put whatever RPMs you want in it. And with this compressor, the hose here goes down, routed in the bike. It's hooked up. Let's go over on this side. Shinko hookup tire, stretched. And it goes into the little supply box right here, which is the pressure tank for the compressor, and that goes to the air shifter. So with the air shifter, you don't have to shift the bike. So on a couple of bikes, I put my feet back here when I launch, and it really, really holds you in, and it allows you to lean a little bit further forward. But this has the APE clutch basket in as well, with the quick access cover. And this bike is just, he took such amazing care of it in the 4 or 5 years he had it, and everything beautiful stock colors. This is one gorgeous Hayabusa to own, through and through. And the seat is your friend. It has the shift light, so that's the compressor coming on. It'll pump it up to about, it has a limit switch, 120 psi, which is perfect for shifting, and it comes on and off automatically. You don't have to put air in there, so you're not having the struggles of, let me just get the clutch in. Just open exhaust, snotty bike, and that is a 2004 Gen 1 Hayabusa. Beautiful bike. They're all going to be about the same sound, but they will all, there's the fuel pump that comes on, they will all just start right up. Just another loud drag bike. We have a little extension on this to get it back away so it doesn't burn my leg. The two Gen 2s or Gen 1s, and now that brings us to this beast here. I purchased it about 3 years ago. It had some issues. The system that they had on it was Boost by Smith, and there's things that were programmed into the ECU, the kill time, and when we put the 40 shot of nitrous to it, it needed, I think probably was programmed 0.4 shift time, quicker shift, but it wasn't enough. And so we had to take all that off, and we put the little module, Ryan Schnitz module in here that you can adjust the RPMs of each shift. You can adjust the kill time just by pushing some buttons, and that sorted that problem right out. And now I can put the 40 shot to it, and it's like opening the 4-barrel. It took it from about 114 in the 8th mile up to 121. I mean, the speed that just comes on is crazy. And it was running about a 620, and it took me all the way down to a 6.002, almost in the 5.9s, which is a really good time. It has the seat here. So this bike also has 2-step on it, which means you can hit the gas all the way, and it'll be sitting there going tonk, 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 tonk. And as soon as you throw the clutch, the clutch switch activates to full throttle, and it goes. It has a Hayes clutch in it, which is a clutch that just allows you to throw the clutch, and it automatically slides the clutch, and it's RPM based, and it's same, a clutch cover. This has got a Sidewinder pipe on it, and same system. The compressor for the tank here has about 80 pounds in it. We do have a racing shock on it, a Penske racing shock, so you can adjust dampener and rebound. So yeah, a similar bike. That you'll hear the compressor going there. It'll pump that up to about 125 probably. That's just what it's lost over the week. And then it'll shut itself right off. It's more like 140. Those are simple gauges. They're not always accurate. The Gen 2 Hayabusa has about 26 horse more than the Gen 1s, and you can really feel it, and you can see it in the ET as well. So it's, let me start this up as well. They're just really loud. Hayabusa. When you compare, the fastest production bikes when the Hayabusa came out in 1999, and if there's kind of stock against stock as far as, stock engine, this and that, there's hardly anything that can beat it in the drag strip. Hardly. And, if you're concerned about somebody beating you on that, then you just come over here and it's right there. And we're talking a few tenths of a second, maybe a touch more. The ZX14 is a whole nother story. It's got a bigger bore. It's got, instead of 187, 190 horsepower, it's got, 199 horsepower. There's just a lot of reasons for that. Hayabusa, I can go on and on and on about them. They've been amazing bikes for me, and they'll continue. I will take all 3 of these to the drag race, to the drag strip tomorrow, and just go down and over and over. I take them down the strip 2 times, maybe, probably the nitrous one once, put some fans on it, let it cool off. And if it's a good night, the only tool I need is an air gauge, and that's it. Camaro Bruce. Could be Camaro Brusa. Could be Camaro Busa Bruce. It could be Busa Bruce. If you watch this to the end, please leave a comment. I always get back to people, and I love it. I love having these motorcycles. See ya.